Anyone can sell electronics. At Electronics Expo, they do more than sell products. They design, install, and support complete technology solutions. From home theaters and whole home audio to lighting, shades, automation, networking, security cameras, and premium entertainment systems. For over 22 years, they've helped thousands of homeowners experience technology at its very best. See the difference for yourself. Visit their Wayne or Paramus stores in New Jersey or shop now at electronicsexpo.com.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi!
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
As we speak, the U.S. is striking Iranian targets now for the second night in a row. President Trump saying the ceasefire may be over. And he's saying it while he's in Turkey for the NATO meeting. Well, joining us now is former Deputy National Security Advisor for President Trump, Victoria Coates. Victoria, where is all this headed with Iran?
Well, Rita, we appear to be escalating pretty quickly. The strikes tonight are much heavier than last night, and that was an escalation from last week. I think the president has reserved, a lot of escalatory room, if you will, on the scale going forward, so he can demonstrate to them that he is extremely serious. So we're looking at some strikes on electricity generating plants, potentially some bridges, as well as the missile defense and launching facilities that were struck last night. So, Iran has just, messed around, and they're finding out. They thought they could tap him along until the midterms, and here we are in mid-July, and he's not having it.
Victoria, you could tell today he was, his ire is definitely up against Iran. The language that he used, he was calling them lunatics, scum. They're crazy, they're this, but genuinely very, very concerned and also realizing maybe exactly who he's dealing with.
Well, I think he always has known. We've known about the personal threats to him, but apparently they've re-upped those in recent days. And so, that's not going to be well received. And, yes, they're burying the supreme leader. Maybe they feel the need to posture, but that was, I think, a very poor move on their part. And so, that and then trying to pick off tankers going through the Strait of Hormuz under the ceasefire is just, it's madness. He's right. They are cuckoo. And so you can't really reason with these people. I hope he's initiating the military plan to clear the strait, and that we're going to partner really closely with Oman to ensure safe passage going forward.
Yeah, because that's the big thing, and they clearly are doing attacks there. Judge Weinberg.
Victoria, good to talk to you. It seems to me that what Iran is doing is they think they have the leverage. Their ace in the hole is the control of the straits, and which is open seas before, and they think they can control the outcome based on that.
That's what they think. But if we look at the reality, for starters, as I just said, we have Oman. We have another country on the western side of the strait, which has as much, if not more, interest in what passes through it than Iran. And what's interesting about Oman is that, without getting too weedy, they jumped 19 points on Heritage's Index of Economic Freedom this year, which was one of the biggest jumps historically ever. And because they're implementing a new tax system, a new system for foreign ownership of domestic businesses, rule of law, ease of doing business, they're doing great. They should have nothing to do with Iran. And they were kind of having a dalliance with Iran over the course of the war. They were going to be mediators. Maybe they were going to manage the strait. No, Oman needs to realize they're on an upward trajectory. Iran will only drag them down. Their future is with their other more secure, prosperous Gulf partners. That's where I think we should be putting on a lot of pressure and also offering a lot of incentives. Send U.S. Navy ships to dock in Oman's ports. Make them part of the infrastructure going forward. Get them away from Iran. But that then neutralizes the strait. That in a way, you could say that Iran has shot their own golden goose that used to be laying eggs, and now they've killed it. They've turned it into an asset of diminishing returns.
Victoria, what do you make of the fact that President Trump has lifted calling Syria a state sponsor of terrorism? I've been to Syria. I don't think I'd take them off the list.
No, it's definitely a tough place, but I think the president rightly sees sanctions, as something we shouldn't get sanction happy. And, on Iran, for example, we revoked the waiver. So we put sanctions back on their oil sales overnight last night. In terms of Syria, there's not that much there to sanction, quite frankly, Rita. It's not that I want to necessarily reward them, but the sanctions don't really have that much of an impact. So if you could get something for removing them, I'm willing to do that. It's less bad than it was, in 2024. So, I agree with you. It's certainly not perfect, but I can see the case for doing that to try to get to a better path with Syria. At least they're not friends with Iran anymore. So no, that's a tough call, but I'll trust the president that he knows what he's doing on that one.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Clearly they're pivotal with all the stuff with Iran and so many other things. Really great, Victoria. Great to have you here, Victoria. Keep us posted. We love you, and I'm glad you got back from the region safely, too.
Will do. Good to talk to all of you.
Victoria, we always rely on what you say to us.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Get ready, Staten Island.
The Ferry Hawks are back at SIUH Community Park July 7th to the 12th for a 6-game series against the High Point Rockers. Wednesday, July 8th with first pitch at 6:30. It's Woo Wednesday in collaboration with the Wu-Tang Clan. The Ferry Hawks transform into the Shaolin Hawks. Thursday, July 9th, first pitch is at 6:30. It's Thirsty Thursday with $5 Bud and Bud Light drafts.
Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.